did you believe that the punishment imposed here on Mark Stevens, you can call it investor, minority owner, however you want to describe his connection, did you feel the punishment fit the crime?
I felt it was swift. It was a good job done by Adam Silver. But I think there should have been a lifetime ban. If you want to keep his percentage of whatever he owns of the team, I think that's fine. I got a chance to speak to Kyle Lowry yesterday before all this stuff even broke, and we were actually trying to talk about how to break that story. And one of the things that really bothered him about it was like, when he was on that chair by himself, like there wasn't anybody that Mark Stevens was pushing him off of. If you watch the replay back, like he's not pushing him off of anybody. He's just pushing him. If you're a minority owner of a team in a situation like that, and we're going to watch it again. As you see him dive, he just pushes him. He's not pushing him off of anybody.
He's on an empty chair. That's that woman's chair, and she has gotten up. Yeah.
I understand that you can have contrite. I understand that you can have sympathy. You can feel sorry for this whole thing. But I think if we're in the league, you have to protect your players. And I feel like that was a good first act by Adam Silver, but I would have had a lifetime ban from Mark Stevens.
And I agree, and I also look at how it's being covered, right? You look at the words investor now being used than minority owner. It's like, guys, I haven't heard investor in a Golden State Warriors or a team in a while. I've heard ownership, minority owner, or whatever. Then it's ban versus suspension. He wasn't banned for a year. He was suspended for a year. A ban sounds a lot harsher. Investor sounds a lot less involvement than it actually is. So I feel like there is a spin being used here a little bit. It needs to be, I thought it should have been more aggressive, but it was done quickly and sternly.
And this is why I get frustrated, because it makes me sometimes feel that like owner, it's almost like a boys club. Like everybody kind of takes care of each other a little bit. And it did seem swift. But when you have LeBron James speaking about this is a massive issue, and all the players need to stay on the same side of this and be united.
Well, we were kind of wondering, Greeny and I, is this something that happens all the time when you guys played? Like, do you remember where people were doing this? Because we haven't seen really any other examples of video like this after this happened.
I haven't seen this, and somebody tried to compare it to Steph throwing his mouthpiece and hitting a fan in the finals game, and it was like, look. That was from being in that area, right? That wasn't him throwing something at a fan or being directed at a fan. It was just more of they were in the middle of kind of the fray. And so my thing about this is the way you want to approach this is that this is a person that knows the responsibility. This is a person that has more at stake than anybody else. And one of the things that you can look at, and it could be one of the penalties that happen we might not see, is that his chances of becoming a majority owner of a team obviously most likely goes completely away, but I don't know if that's enough.
I mean, the apology is great. It seems like something that you would do to stay politically correct.
He could have affected the NBA finals.
Are you kidding me?
He
like, you're a minority owner,
and you could have affected the outcome.
Doing that? There's no excuse for
and
that.
For the other team. If he did something and the Raptors come over to get on him or to protect and a little fray happens, anything could have happened. And if there would have been suspensions, the minority owner could have affected the Toronto Raptors' chance of winning a championship.
Lifetime ban, Greeny. It has to be a lifetime ban.
And don't be surprised if it doesn't turn into that somewhere along the line, if unofficially. Look, the bottom line of it is this. No one wants to be judged by their worst moment at all times, and no one is taking away any of his rights. No one is suggesting he should be arrested or anything like that. But being involved as directly in the NBA and being able to attend NBA games where he is not a right, it is a privilege.
But somebody said the other day, if Kyle Lowry goes into his office and pushes him, he's probably getting arrested.
Which isn't a perfect example. We all understand that. All workplaces have slightly different rules. The point that I would like to make about this is that the privilege that it is to occupy the position in the NBA makes his action inexcusable. And in my opinion, there is no conceivable way he can continue to be involved in the sport the way he is. I understand the concept of forgiveness. I'm all in favor of it. And again, if there were people saying he should be arrested, I would be completely opposed to that.
I'm with you on
but the notion that he should have a direct involvement in the NBA from this point forward, regardless of what probably was a contrite apology. We'll talk more about this, but it seems to me that there is more to this to be done on the part of the league, and we'll see if it happens.